GM.
Good morning.
GM. What's going on?
Nothing much. Chilling. What's good with you?
I don't know, man. It's Wednesday. Hump day. Just up here hanging out, drinking a coffee. Forgot to top myself up.
Nice.
It's going to be a long show without the full cup of Joe.
Need that fuel.
How's your morning been? Did you get your latte?
I did. It's tasty.
It's a good cup. Nice and fresh.
Fabulous.
Love it. GM Sandman, GM Mike, Chipper, Crypto Link, David Howe, Bomber. What's going on, you D-Gens? Nothing like that intro music to just get the blood pumping a little bit more in the morning. What's it like out in New York today? We're like shaping up to have a really nice day here.
Pretty. It was really cold yesterday. It's warmed up a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cold yesterday here too, but the sun was shining and it was nice to see some blue skies. Gonna get that dog out, get him running, get him playing. It's gonna be a good day. Excited for that.
Play, Dad. Take me out to play.
I can tell when he's getting restless. He's chilling right now, but every once in a while in the middle of the show, he just comes over and brings me one of his toys.
Mm-hmm.
A ball of energy. I can't keep up. You have dogs too, right? Couple?
Yes, sir.
What kind are yours?
Poodle and a Chihuahua.
It's the little guys or the little poodle?
Yeah.
Nice. If we ever get another dog, it's going to be one that doesn't shed. That's for sure.
Hypoallergenic, I hear, is the thing.
Oh my God. It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. We got some good news. Looking like crypto's bouncing back a little bit. That's exciting. We're going to break that down a little bit for you guys. Biden signed an executive order. That was pretty uneventful. I don't know. Everyone thought the world was going to end with it. Appeared to be more of an announcement of an announcement. Some super ordinary villains. Wow, that was a shit show last night for anybody that was looking or participating in that. The
10,000 Mortys. Where are the Ricks? That's what I want to know.
Oh God, the Pickle Rick meme is like the most worn out one. You see
worn out
everywhere.
I love Pickle Rick.
Pickle
I don't
Rick,
know.
yeah.
I don't know the meme about it being worn out. I just like Pickle Rick from the show.
Yeah, it was
Pickle
just like he turned himself into a pickle. I don't know. I used to just see that everywhere.
He did.
Yeah, he did turn himself into a pickle.
Mm-hmm.
Confirmed.
Gutter
Cats did some stuff yesterday. The gutter juice went down.
I need a little gutter juice. Woo! Yeah, it was a Dutch auction, and it was lauded as being done. Well, not done right, but the community was very proud of themselves for waiting till the lowest possible price and then selling it out in a minute.
Yeah.
They're like, that's how you do a Dutch auction. Okay. No. I agree. Look, sure.
I'm just amazed that people are still doing Dutch auctions in this market as if they haven't been pandered enough. There's a couple of projects coming up that are doing the same thing. One that I'm going to spend some time looking into today that's starting at like 4.2 ETH. I guess for the memes, the 420.
Oh, well, that one's interesting because it's an influencer named, I don't know, Friends with Benefits, one of these things.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, you know a little bit about that one?
Oh, I know a lot about it. Yeah, it seems like some bullshit, and it seems like they're using the same model as the Bear Bricks project. And I don't even mean that as a joke. I mean, they literally bought the same 3D model that Bear Bricks did and threw some new accessories on it.
Yeah.
With a Dutch auction starting at 4.2 ETH. That seemed to be the scandalous part of the whole thing. Many people came out against it. Farouk it seems like Farouk, I don't know. He was supportive, but not supportive. He gave the guy an interview. He tried to be fair about it, but people really just wanted him to lambaste this guy for attempting to extract $100 million from the market with whatever the fuck that project was. I mean, all I know is that this guy, friends with Clouds or whatever his name, he would say GM a lot, and people like to say GM to him back. That's what I know him for. Beyond that, I have no idea what he does. The branding here matches his vibe for sure. Whatever this project he was going to put out, but
yeah,
I don't think it was well received.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can bring that up a little bit in the show, especially with Farouk. The whole Tai Lopez thing that went down on the weekend. I hadn't brought it up yet because it was such a, I don't want to say a nothing burger, but it was funny. It was enjoyable to watch it go down. Tai Lopez is a character. He's just inserting himself into stuff. But yeah.
The first thing that brought the entire NFT market together since the pullback. And that was what was interesting. I saw enemies laughing together about something, which was interesting because the last few weeks, everyone's been at their throats in many communities that I watch as lower floor prices seem to be affecting people. But, you know,
I got to say,
this was a moment. Yeah.
For once, I believed, or I agreed with Beanie.
What did Beanie say?
Oh, well, you know what? I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up later on the show.
Sure.
We'll crush some content with that and talk about it. Just because it was funny. There was the Tai Lopez, the Farouk thing. Beanie likes to jump in. There's some stuff to riff on there, but
interesting that the three of them are always in the same conversation,
but have never seen together in the same room. Actually, that's not true. Tai Lopez and Farouk have a picture together. Yeah. Do you want to do the drum roll? We'll start talking some crypto and then just get into the damn thing.
There you go.
Thank you. GM, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday, March 9th edition of the AM Show, hosted live on YouTube and Twitch. I am your host, R2DGen, and with me, as always, Mr. FMC.
Hey now.
Hey now. Yes, we are here. It is Wednesday. It is halfway through the week. It might seem like there's a little bit of life in the markets. Had some floors kind of go up overnight and throughout the afternoon, but who knows with that. Crypto is doing well though. Woke up to a bunch of green this morning on the charts, and that was a little bit exciting. It's hard to say whether it was just due for a bounce as we talk about just these cycles and seasonalities and looking at the charts and then kind of trying to apply news to it after the fact, or if it had anything to do with Biden's executive order, as everyone was holding their breath in regards to what he would be announcing. But yeah, pulling up CoinGecko and the S&P charts this morning. Bitcoin up over 8%, across the $42,000 mark. Very bullish there. Ethereum up almost 6%, 2,700 there. We're still down on the week, but we're definitely putting some work in to close the gaps and hopefully cross over that $3,000 mark. The S&P did just open 10 minutes ago. Pre-markets, as you were pointing out to me, were on an absolute tear, and it is continuing that trend. Up 2%, 83 points on the in the market now. It's there is a tethering going on with both of them. So I think that this has more to do with the macro situation than Biden's announcement. As bullish as that is for crypto, crypto is not going to be moving the S&P the way that the S&P might move crypto. Don't know if you agree with that or not, but.
So last night I was on a show and we started to get into markets and macro, and the guy started talking about how crypto is still getting whacked, and we're right at a critical support level, and if we do, and like right as he was saying that, I got that annoying fucking Coinbase message when something either goes up or down 5%. It was like Bitcoin 42,000, and it even caught me off guard because nothing had been happening. It was like this, just trend down, slow but whatever, trend down, and then I get this alert, and I'm like, wait, sir, please stop talking for a second. You just said crypto's getting whacked. Well, crypto is up like 7% right now. I was like, does anyone know what it is? And someone in the audience yells Yellen, right? And I'm like, what? So I go see, and this is kind of classic. And if you've been in crypto longer than a few months, you've probably seen it a lot of times. At every all-time high, during bull markets, when crypto is run a lot, all of a sudden, whether it's China or Europe or the UK or America, some regulation news comes out. This government's going to do this. This government's looking at crypto this way. This government's going to do. And every time I caution, look, they can't really do anything. They say they can do things. It's all posturing. This is all a negotiation and blah, 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 blah. But the market freaks out. Crypto pulls back. Oh, no, governments are going to shut us down. China's going to ban us, blah, 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 blah. And then whether it's a week, 3 weeks, a month, or 2 months later, whatever we were expecting comes out, and it's a nothing burger. And markets are like, oh, shit. There was nothing to freak out with to begin with, and boom, you get the ramp up. And that's what happened yesterday as Janet Yellen leaked, had a response to this executive order that everybody is anticipating, and it was much milder than people expected. Hell, you could even read that first paragraph as supportive. It was like the government only wants to look into this to see how we can help. Now, again, take everything the government says tongue-in-cheek, especially their public statements. It's all game theory and negotiations. But the point was, people were expecting them to be extreme, and because when you're negotiating something, you take a much more extreme position than you would accept, and then you try to get to the middle. Well, this is like, if they're starting from here, what's the middle, right? This is very interesting. So we saw, for the first time in weeks, crypto detached from markets, because I get this alert for Bitcoin on Coinbase. I go check ETH. ETH is above $2,700. I'm like, oh, let me go see the S&P, because I hadn't seen the executive order leak yet. So I figured that there was Ukraine news. Like, I was expecting to go see S&P futures up 2%. They were down. They were down or flat from the close of the market. So I was like, that was the first time I had seen crypto detach. And it was obviously because there was crypto specific news. But now this morning, as commodities and geopolitical tensions seem to ease a bit, markets are ripping north. But it's a very interesting situation because the VIX, we're coming in at like 32 and markets are up 2%. That is weird. All right, guys, if you don't know what the VIX is, it's the volatility index. Good traders use it as an indicator, and markets tend to not rally when the VIX is above 20. All right, when you're talking about how do you confirm a bull trend? VIX under 20 is how you confirm a bull trend. Right now, VIX is high, and that's because the price people pay to insure their stock positions is high because of geopolitical risks. That's what the VIX is a measure of. We're up 2% on S&Ps with a VIX at 32. Very interesting. One of them's wrong. We're going to find out which one it is pretty soon here. So I'm expecting a VIX smash very soon. The thing is, you will see the SPOOs get off the mat before VIX gets crushed. VIX needs that news event. Like, where would you see, we talk about how the market prices in things before the news happens and then reacts to the news, but we already knew how it was going to react. VIX actually reacts to the news. It is much more directly correlated to what's happening. So the moment we get some indication that Ukraine tensions are going down, or Putin is change it, whatever it is, you're going to see a VIX smash pretty soon.
Yeah, interesting. Just going over that statement that you mentioned by Janet Yellen in that first paragraph, and we'll get into the Biden executive order on the back of this. But President Biden's historic executive order calls for a coordinated and comprehensive approach to digital asset policy. This approach will support reasonable innovation that could result in substantial benefits for the nation, consumers, and businesses. It will also address risks related to illicit finance, protecting consumers and investors, and preventing threats to the financial system and the broader economy. I read most of that statement as very bullish. There was a senator that came out yesterday that, was shouting we should be on the side of innovation, which, America has always touted itself, being a world leader in industry and technology, and pushing that forward is going to be a very important stance for this government. And, crypto, obviously we're all in the same room here thinking about it, should be at the forefront of that, NFTs along with it. But, they are doing their diligence. They do have a responsibility to protect their current economy, their current financial system. Whether or not you agree with the way that they perform, it's kind of towing the middle. But yeah, we talk about voting with your ballot, voting with your money, and voting with your feet. America needs to stay on the forefront of this. We've seen an incredible shift of wealth into a lot of people with crypto. Long-term holders of Bitcoins becoming any Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of this stuff, becoming millionaires, sometimes even billionaires. NFT traders, NFT producers have been doing very well, especially the legitimate ones. Obviously, they need to look out for the scams and whatnot. But these are people that are now sitting on a lot of wealth, and a lot more wealth than they could earn maybe in just a traditional job, or going $120,000 into student debt, as we so often see. They're going to be very protective of that money that they've accumulated, in this wealth that they've grown. And America has to be pretty friendly towards that. So this announcement and this executive order that Biden signed yesterday, it did seem to be actually quite bullish, just, outlining the fact that it exists. We're going to look at how to utilize it to the best of our ability, do the best things for our economy and our citizens. I think the market in some sense responded to that quite well. As Free Market said, everybody kind of holding their breath. What's coming? How bad is this going to be? Russia and Ukraine is happening, and people are using the crypto is evading sanctions and blah, blah, blah. And here we are talking about it, and crypto's up 7, 6, 7, 8%. Some coins actually doing a lot better than that even.
Yep. Exactly. And I like I said, this is exactly why the market responded positively.
Yeah. So nice to see some good news and wake up to ETH kind of bouncing back. I guess the next stop, if you're looking at the chart, is probably trying to break through that $3,000 mark. Is that kind of where we're at right now?
Here's the thing. All right. Crypto had taken another leg down kind of for no reason. All right. All this did was get it back to where it was. I think it's going to be linked right back to macro now. And again, macro's positive right now, but still watch the S&Ps. I think it was just very interesting last night that for the first time in weeks, I see crypto ripping north, and I go to look at futures, and futures were down. Again, futures are up again this morning. So we're going to see going forward, but I expect crypto to still be very linked to geopolitical shit. Now that it's, I feel like 2,800 is kind of fair value, and it was down at 25 for no reason. And now we're back here, and now we're just going to wait to see what happens.
Yes. And speaking of the geopolitical issues, in Ukraine and Russia, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs, donates $1 million in ETH to Ukraine. The NFT collection has matched the Bored Ape Yacht Club holders $1 million in contributions with a donation of its own. Always good to see some news coming out of there, and a big brand like Yuga Labs making a difference in the world. One of the things that I was really happy to see, and the number was actually surprising to me, was not the $1 million that Yuga Lab sent over, but the $88 million in cryptocurrency donations that Ukraine has received in total, and about 7 million of that going directly to the government's wallet to kind of support their campaign in defending their country from invasion. But yeah, seeing so many people rally behind these causes of displaced citizens, people not having the money or their accounts to be able to flee the country, and really rallying behind this cause. I also saw people using Airbnb. Ukrainians were listing their apartments and stuff up on Airbnb, and people were supporting those citizens directly by renting them out, obviously with no intention of going there and staying in the Airbnb, but just as a clever kind of means of transportation of money as well. So lots of interesting stuff happening in this regard. Bored Apes kind of leading the charge with one of the big brands putting out some big money out of their own pocket as well, which is great to see.
Yeah, shout out to them, and shout out to Web3, which has now raised millions for Ukraine. Love to see it. We know NFTs are such a great way to do a Kickstarter type fund or to do a GoFundMe type of thing. So just happy to see Web3 helping out here. Shout out to Ukraine.
Yeah, for sure. A big supporter in the creation of the Ukraine DAO in a lot of these funds that have been raised is Pussy Riot, and Pussy Riot is now launching a DAO in support of women and the LGBTQ artists. Unicorn DAO says its primary goal is to provide financial tools, education, and resources to underrepresented artists and groups in the cryptocurrency and Web3 space. I don't have a ton of color on this actual Unicorn DAO, but just kind of linking back to Pussy Riot and the role that they played in helping support Ukraine, despite being a Russian-based activist group, and that's always a very risky proposition to be being a part of. But they continue to do so and continue to advocate for these groups, now kind of expanding their reach using Web3 again too. So some more good news, and Pussy Riot is just continues to be on the forefront of using Web3 to support.
Greatest artist of a generation. Pussy Riot is art. They are rock and roll. They are to be supported. Period.
Yeah. I was actually listening to a podcast about Vladimir Putin's kind of rise and whatnot, and this was actually all done before even the events of this last month. But it is incredible how terrifying this person is for people to speak out against, and how ruthless he's been in the past. So, it's easy for us to sit here and say he's a bad person, but when you do it in Russia, you're really actually putting your life and your family's life on the line. And Pussy Riot does that very, very publicly. So keep an eye out for them, because I think, that they do in Web3 is probably going to turn to gold.
Yes. Crypto King Kong. During these low volume periods that inexperienced people in the NFT market call bears, or bear markets, as you say, people will give you a lot of reasons as to why the bear market happened, what's wrong with NFTs, this is what's broken about the market. There's nothing wrong with the market. There's nothing wrong with NFTs. This is seasonality. This was broadcast to happen every year. And guess what? It's going to happen again in September, October, and November. And don't act surprised when it does. And don't act surprised in December when we come out of it. And the whole 3 months that we're in a bear, or 2 months, or whatever it is, people are going to say, oh, NFTs were a bubble, they're dead, they're never coming back, and all this type of stuff. It's the same thing every cycle. NFTs are fine. Are there cash grabs? Always.
Yeah.
That was the same thing last cycle. There's nothing different going on here. Same cycle.
Well, actually, speaking of that kind of conversation, the JPEG Lord on Twitter, I don't know if you follow him. He's got about 20,000 followers, but he made a pretty good thread relating this market back to 2017. Now, it doesn't say that he doesn't say that this bear market or this lack of volatility is going to extend over the course of 2 or 3 years, but he does go on to kind of talk about the parallels between what we're seeing right now in this market and the 2017 ICO craze, and how, when you're spreading your money out, a lot of times these things are going to go to zero, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. A team just can't perform. But it was just like watching out for those buzzwords and watching out for intention and whatnot. It all depends on whether or not this team is going to, or these teams are going to continue to work and be motivated in the face of, lack of volume and floor price. And those are, great projects to start going into. But, he goes on to mention he probably invested in about 20 or 30 ICOs, and only 2 of them actually ended up having any long-term value. I do think that there are going to be some great projects that come out of extended, depreciations and volumes and floor prices, but it's just all about what you look at. So I'll link that that thread. Somebody else shared it as well, so I appreciate. Fuck, I forgot to write down who did that, but it was a good read. It was about 20 tweets, and it was enjoyable. But projects aren't immune to these things, and some of them, as we're seeing right now, are definitely definitely cash grabs, and it's just trying to sift through the shit and find it.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent Van Gogh says, speaking of possible cash grabs, gutter juice. Yeah, so I mean, I have that pulled up in as part of our kind of next discussion. I don't think that this is a cash grab. I mean, Gutter Cats is coming up on being a year old. They continue to expand their ecosystem, but again, they did a Dutch auction, which is surprising. Essentially, there's the four types of creatures in the Gutter Cat gang: the cats, the rats, the pigeons, and the dogs. They're all doing various degrees of success. Last time I checked, pardon me, the Gutter Cats were about 5.5 ETH. But they continue to build, they continue to do things. I think the art is a little bit love it or hate it, but it's definitely a different kind of vibe. They have some celebrity support. Yeah, still sitting at a 5 ETH floor. Each of these collections has 3,000, and each NFT was given a gutter juice, which is like a clone serum. There are specific to the types of NFTs you hold. So you get a cat, a rat, a pigeon, a dog. As I said, the cats and the rats are definitely getting a premium. The cats and the dogs, the pigeons and the rats are going for low. The floor on them is about 0.1 right now. But if you've had any interest in getting into the Gutter Cat gang, this might be a point of entry for you. But yeah, free market, you mentioned in the pre-show that the Dutch auction kind of went down to the lowest tier here.
Yes, it got down to 0.1 and it sold out in a minute. So it was definitely demand. People were just waiting for the right price. It was an effective Dutch auction. They wanted to see what price discovery was, and they found it.
Yeah, so they are sitting around the mint price floor there. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know that it's a cash grab, but it is hard to watch a lot of these Dutch auctions going down. We saw Troverse kind of suffer the same fate, but I do think that is just the market saying, like, just chill the fuck out on Dutch auctions and let's move on and get back to some regular mints. GM to you guys. Yeah, just reading. Cyber is saying nothing I said was geared towards seasonal or cycles. It was a reference to the space in general. If you think we don't have to do better with the quality of projects, then we have different views of the space. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's saying that we don't have to do better with it.
We don't. I am saying that. I am saying we don't have to do better. We don't need more quality. There is enough quality projects. There's not enough ETH to go around. There are more quality projects than there is ETH to put into them. We have enough quality, but they should shut it down, if anything. They don't need to change. Let the cash grabs come back. It's fine. They're always going to be there. Never going away.
Yeah, Vincent's asking about
just going to get smarter.
Oh yeah, I mean, the market is figuring this shit out. I mean, you're going to see rejections. We're seeing the rejections of the Dutch auctions in real time. The cash grab projects will fall by the wayside. We'll have this, what seems like nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, these really good projects that are committed to doing something are going to start launching and kickstarting us off again.
99% of the products advertised to you on TV are cash grabs. They're rugs. They're not quality projects made by people who care what they're selling you.
That's a good point. 16,000 to the public supply. Yeah, I mean, I think it would have been a little bit lower. Could have been in the cards. Maybe going to that 8,000 mark. We can get the total holders up to 20,000. Good way of providing some extra utility and value to the current holders while onboarding some new people. But I mean, it's hard to say how this is going to work out. We often talk about on this show how 10,000 supply NFTs right now seem like they're a lot, but as the greater masses start to be onboarded, it's going to be considered a small supply. I don't know how this is going to affect Gutter Gang specifically, but in hindsight, these projects are going to start, opening up to wider swaths of people as their brand continues to grow. I think Gutter Cats has kind of been around long enough and been relevant long enough to justify it too. So it will be interesting to see how that larger mint ends up affecting their project and the dilution of the brand. So I'm just curious to see what ends up coming out of these, how they're responded to, and how the community that already exists within Gutter Cat Gang and feels about it. Because at the end of the day, that's going to be the most important sign, right?
Yeah, I think it's a very, very close community. You got to bet on communities. Floor price is a very bad indicator, especially during these periods when people are paper handing. So you just have to dig deep and look at the community. And Gutter Cat community is legit, and they have a lot of people that go to bat for them. There's a lot of celebrities that hold these, and I think that they are a project that could do a companion collection. The NFTs are a little pricey for most people. I think a lot of people want in the Gutter Cats, and this type of thing makes sense to me. I like it. I didn't buy any, but I like it. I like the Gutter Cats.
Yeah, the floor price on the dogs about 1.8.
It's
the
good.
rats,
That is a good price in this market,
especially right now too. Yeah, 1.25 for the rats, and these are all pretty low supply. They're all 3,000 supply projects. 1.2. So I mean,
and I'm
when
guessing it's not because people are buying anything, and it's because people are selling, and that's a good indication of a community. But yeah. And they've been through a few cycles before, right? They went through October and November. So I like looking at projects like, Gutter Cats, like Dead Fellas, because they've already been through a bears. There are newer projects that are experiencing their first bear cycle right now. And if you remember, Dead Fellas fell, during that last bear, I want to say Dead fell down to like 0.4, even lower, after getting up to like 2 ETH or almost 3 ETH in the first cycle. They fell down to 0.4 in the last bear, and then they got up to 4 ETH. And they've pulled back now to, but that's the same thing I'm seeing in Gutter Cats also. They're finding this new support that is going to be their springboard during the next bull cycle. So.
Yeah, I mean, people have been talking a lot about, projects to look for coming out of the bear market. They had a successful drop of 16,000 of these vials that you're going to be able to use. They're onboarding new people into the community. They have a strong community. The floor prices have fallen, but not dramatically. And as you said, more of an effect of people not wanting to sell rather than, just the lack of volume in the market. But if you have the liquidity to justify maybe getting into one of these projects, the pigeons, the cats, the rats, or the dogs, this might be a good entrance point. And when you smash it all together, all 4 of those are only a 12,000 supply. So I mean, that isn't even outrageous in and of itself, right? So you look at the floor prices of this compared to the cats, and the cats are obviously the OG ones, but they're all really holding their own in that regard. So it might be something to be really bullish on, as they have a track record, they have a team, they have an existing community, and they are expanding upon that said community. So.
Well, I think there's 2 classes, right, that you could look at. So what's going to happen when we come out of this bull? And you look at the new class, whether that be Cool Mans or Lemons or Alien Friends or any of the new things that launched, and they haven't proven anything. They haven't been through the bear cycle yet. You don't know if things get worse, if those projects are going to come back. But when you look at things that already went through that September, October, November period and are holding their floors here really, really well, that's what I would look at in traditional markets too. Like if I was in stocks, right? And we just had this crazy 20% drawdown in NASDAQ and tech is dead and da-da-da. I'd be sifting through tech stocks right now, looking for the ones that didn't get killed, and everything got killed. So it's not that you're not buying things that aren't down, but you want to look at the relative strength, okay? Which ones were strong relative to their peers or relative to the other companies in their industry that experienced insane drawdowns, and those are the ones that come out of the other end really strong. So, Gutter Cats, Kaijus, there's a few that have just held their floor, already been through a cycle, and just feel like they're the ones that are going to rally pretty hard when we come out of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you could almost start to throw doodles in there too. They've done pretty well through this market as well, even just being a higher priced NFT. But you know, they had the space doodles ready to go at kind of the right time to keep some
Right.
relevance and some news around them. But yeah, I mean, if anyone is looking into Gutter Cat Gang, you go to their site, guttercatgang.com. They have a whole article about the new initiatives that they're welcoming into their ecosystem, mainly about the juice and the clones. And then they start teasing some more down the road. You know, they're going to be looking to launch their own token, P2E and IRL games, gang utility token, and a marketplace. I mean, again, these are kind of all buzzwords and whatnot, but they've been teasing things out and building upon it. And again, have a track record of just existing and have, you know, as free market always says, justified their existence too. So, you know, I always like seeing this project pop up. I've never been a part of it, but Gutter Cat Gangs are one that you should definitely be looking for.
And if you guys didn't know, all the big people in the NFT industry got together yesterday. There was a little meeting. It was kind of behind closed doors. No more mutants. No more collections are allowed to do mutants or vials or anything of that sort going forward. It was decided. So Gutter Cats, congrats. You guys are the last one. Hopefully that makes it very valuable going forward.
I think eggs are maybe going to be off the table pretty soon too.
Yep.
Yeah,
No eggs. No eggs
been...
and no mutants. That's a no-no, guys.
Maybe next they got to do some like an invasion, an alien invasion or something. Maybe that's what the what's in line.
Oh yeah, aliens. That's a new one. Let's do that.
One article that I forgot to pull up, I was kind of skipping around here, saw it pop up, was the LimeWire. LimeWire's back. I don't know what age group the cutoff is that's going to recognize this is, but I have a love-hate relationship with LimeWire, Kazaa, Napster, even before then, as some of the best and worst things that you could have on your PC back in the day. Music sharing service LimeWire is back as an NFT marketplace. The dormant peer-to-peer IP is being rebooted as a platform for music NFTs and other collectibles from musicians. So this is definitely on brand with what LimeWire was before. Obviously, a sharing site for, a peer-to-peer sharing application for mainly music. You know, people at the time when they were starting to get into broadband internet might have started doing movies and stuff like that, but the file sizes were sometimes prohibitively large. LimeWire, also known for installing plenty of viruses on your computer with some of the files that you download. So I love the idea of putting something like this on my computer when you're dealing with thousands of dollars in crypto every single day. But yeah, LimeWire is not the former company. It's not the former team that was doing this. Is just a brand that is being revised, and it is on brand for them doing the music marketplace. Right now, you can go to their site. I have it. It is limewire.com/waitlist. You can sign up. They are going to be doing a token drop. I have no idea how the tokenomics or anything like this is going to work. This was something that I just woke up to and started to click on and laugh, but might be worth something. As we've talked about in the past, music NFTs are always kind of on the fringe of being relevant. We see some of these generative music drops that kind of have a cook and some big volume right out of the gate, but they typically don't last super long. So go check out LimeWire if that's something that you're looking into. If music NFTs are something that you're excited about, they seem to be wanting to onboard creators. So, you know, maybe there's some rug radio elements in this, but yeah, how was your history growing up with LimeWire?
I downloaded songs. They were good songs. My only issue is that when music went all DCMA, like half of the ones I downloaded stopped working in Apple Music, which sucks. Luckily, you know, now that I have a small subscription fee every month, I have access to most of the songs in the world. The only thing you miss out on is the mixtapes and the remix. Given that hip hop was my preferred genre as a youngin', I lost a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, oh man, I remember the days of like downloading all of these things and sending it to iTunes and trying to rename them all so that it matched up, and then you would download songs that weren't actually right. You had no idea who it was from. Very fond memories of all of that stuff.
Good
So yeah,
times.
keep a lookout for LimeWire dropping soon. I wanted to give a shout out to Maz yesterday, getting hooked up with the Small Love team. He hosted Akon, who's in the DGen Dojo, and a treasure in Magic, Maxi, and just an all around good guy, and you know, knows so knowledgeable about that. But Maz hosted the Small Love team on a Twitter Spaces yesterday. You should definitely go get that checked out. Again, if you've had any interest in the treasure in Magic ecosystem but haven't known where to jump in, this is a decent place to start. They do a good job of kind of talking about what Arbitrum was, their Small Love project, where they're kind of doing a Tinder for the smalls, and it was pretty interesting. I was listening to it this morning, trying to get caught up on it. I didn't manage to fix it, but Maz always does a great interview, and that team was fun as well.
Very fun and treasure. Magic ecosystem. Bullish.
Yeah, we also did an interview last night with the Fat Choi's team on Twitter as well. They had their artist Pam up there. We've been in contact with Fat Choi's for a while. They're launching their project sometime in April, so another one to kind of keep an eye out for. But that was fun. Always fun to jump on a Twitter Spaces with you. I don't know why. I get nervous on Twitter Spaces. It's a foreign area for me.
Yeah, Twitter Spaces are fun. Love the Fat Choi's, and it was really nice to speak to their artist Pam on International Women's Day. Go check out her profile on Instagram, Pam Draws. She's a fabulous artist. I think we have discovered a new star here. Just got into NFTs, exploring this world, loving it. Good stuff. Love the Fat Choi's.
Decoy, there was not an announcement that you were going live. Shit, I forgot to put one in the Discord there this morning. My apologies, but appreciate you finding your way here anyways. Let's talk about the whole Tai Lopez thing that went down on the weekend. Tai Lopez, for those of you that don't know, Tai Lopez is, kind of rose to prominence in the mid 2010s. He had a ridiculous YouTube ad that you could not escape if you were trying, where it was about 4 minutes long. It popped up before every fucking video that you wanted to watch, and he would be, holding his camera, being like, "I'm here in the Hollywood Hills with my Lamborghini that I just bought, but I love books." He's one of those like self-help coaches that do courses and the 68-step guide to success and whatnot. Not actually a terrible entrepreneur and investor. He actually goes around and finds these down and out companies like Pure One and like Radio Shack, kind of takes them out of the traditional retail space and moves them to an online business, and has done pretty well for himself. But Tai loves to insert himself into the conversation, and he did drop his OG collection, which is Original Garage, on the weekend. Not really notable in terms of like if it was a cook or not. I mean, the price of them have gone up. They started at about 0.2, 0.1 for these course passes and whatnot, but they only sold about 2,000 of them, and it was a 20,000 NFT collection. But what really got people going this weekend was the fact that he was putting up sitting courtside with Tai Lopez at an NBA game for like 20 ETH, a dinner with Tai Lopez for like 15 ETH, and private jet flight with Tai for 30 ETH. And man, as Free Market said in the pre-show, the NFT world rallied together and we're just going at this guy full force, basically rejecting everything that he was saying. Tai Lopez kind of shot back at Farouk. Farouk was giving him a hard time and posted a picture from 2016 of Farouk at Tai Lopez's pool party. whatever. I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me. A lot of people were thinking he dunked on Farouk, but I don't think showing up to a party and taking a picture with somebody is exactly the biggest dunk that everybody made it out to be. But it was hilarious. Beanie went on to kind of jump into the conversation as well, as I hinted at, and basically just said, you know, the Tai Lopez drop is a joke. Nobody should be minting this. However, it's actually an NFT with utility, and there is some kind of expectation of value that you should be getting at it, which is, you know, more than a lot of the NFTs that are dropping these days. So I actually didn't disagree with that, but who knows what you're going to get out of Tai Lopez here.
I genuinely don't know why anybody cares any of these people, with the exception of Farouk, because I think Farouk actually puts out content that's good for the NFT market that people want to see and consume. So all of it seems pointless to me. But like you said, I thought it was very nice to bring the NFT market together, if not only for 15 minutes before everybody else started cutting each other's heads off, and then their floor was better than your floor, all that fun stuff. So, you know, guys, enjoy the. It was a lot of people's last cycle or two, unfortunately, and we're seeing it now.
Nice to see the 15 minutes of unity involved with that centered around Farouk. We were also talking in the pre-show about the Friends with You project. You have a little bit of insight on this, but this is a project that's going down. It's very influencer driven, and they're starting at 4.2 ETH Dutch auction. I'm actually going to be looking into this a little bit more after the show and trying to do something on it. But what was your take on that? I mean, again, a lot of people up in arms about, you know, $100 million drop or the potential of it. We've seen Dutch auctions get rejected. I can't imagine that this is going to go down well, regardless. And, you know, praying that it doesn't get minted out at 4.2 ETH, as it would just be, you know, not a good sign in my mind.
I don't even think he's going through with it anymore, from what I gathered, at least at that price. But yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, the market's rejecting these type of things. You know, again, who cares? It's I really only know this guy for saying GM. He has a cloud as his profile. His name is Friends with You. He's like sicky, you know, very sweet. Like, he's one of those guys, you know, GM, good morning, that type of thing. I don't know anything about him. And then he puts out this project. Dutch auction started at 4 ETH. These are these same models that Bearbrick bought to make their 3D NFTs. So I think I take umbrage with that.
Striking similar features with that as well. So I mean, it's coming up. We'll see what ends up going down with this. I mean, everything about this is just like colorful, good vibes, blah 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 blah. Maybe the 4.2 ETH Dutch auction is just to get people talking about it. If that is the case, it's clearly working, but something I'm going to be following as well. So
yeah, if you guys like that, go check out Joy World. That is a much more that is a much better place to put your ETH if you like this style of art. It's similar but better.
What was that one? Joy World?
Yeah. Joy World toys. Can't mess with that. I had 100 ETH floor at one point, but that was during the last that was during the summer bull, so I think it's come off a lot since then.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I'm going to throw the link up in Discord if anybody wants to come join us and turn some music on. Try to keep these shows a little bit shorter, you know, keep the content a little bit tighter and get to some other projects. But yeah, what are you up to today?
I am going to burn another fighter in a few hours. Upgrade another raid party fighter. Having a lot of fun with that game.
Yeah, I burned my first one yesterday. There was a cooldown period before you can claim it, which is you know, just adding to the suspense of whether or not you're gonna hit or miss on that 10% chance of doing nothing. And lo and behold, during that cooldown period, they actually paused the contract, not for a very long time. It's back up and running now, but they they paused it, and I couldn't even reveal my fighter until this morning, and so it was a very suspenseful morning as I was sipping my coffee, watching watching that, and just praying that it did. I did manage to hit. It wasn't, you know,
I'm
it wasn't
guessing there's a
anything
way
dramatic.
to look. I'm guessing there's a way to look on the contract and see if you were successful instantly, but they don't show you in the front end UI. So
yeah,
and
yeah.
I know the nerds are probably like, you know, they run and check the contract. Like, oh, I already know. I don't, you know, I don't care. Orcs for a minute had it. It was weird. First, it wasn't in the Orcs UI to see how many bone shards you got instantly, and then you just had to wait that amount of time. Then it wasn't. Then it was, and now it isn't again. So.
Yeah, I am having a lot of fun with it though. They had a couple of big bosses kind of drop in yesterday. My yield was quite nice. Almost have enough confetti to upgrade another one. And you know, to talk a little bit of strategy right now, I would say that it seems to be you want to get your entire roster of heroes or fighters that are participating up to level 1, and then it would seem to be like maybe the play is to start minting more fighters in the background, hopefully pull a rare one. But the jump from tier 1 to tier 2 seems to be not nearly as dramatic, and there definitely seems to be a lot more of a choice as to whether or not you want to risk a fighter to get that little bit of damage. And at that point, I wonder if maybe heroes start to becoming more valued. We talk about heroes being a longer term play, obviously, as they're the way that people get in and start participating in the ecosystem. But you know, it might actually be more beneficial if you're looking at using these yields and playing the game to start a secondary team and start building it up from there to maximize your confetti yield over 2 wallets.
Yes. Confetti.
The floor on heroes is dipped below 0.5, and the floor on fighters is kind of remaining steady at 6.4 ETH or 0.64 ETH right now. So not seeing a big depression, as they should be deflationary, at least for the short term, as people look to upgrade them. The other thing that went down last night was the loser club reveal. Is that right? Oh no, that was sorry, not the reveal, but they did actually go on a little bit of a run, hitting up to 0.3 ETH before cooling off. So people seem to like the losers. The one thing I will say is scrolling on and jumping into Twitter spaces and whatnot, I saw the profile pictures everywhere. People were loving rocking those, at least for the short term. So we'll see.
People love the losers. And yeah, shout out to Kylie and Javon and the team over there. It was received very well. They smoothed out the rarities in this collection, so you didn't see like those gigantic rare sales, just because like there's 101 of ones, and you know, it's one of those things where there are so many rares they're not so rare. But we see a lot of collections doing that. We saw Cool Man's doing that, and we've seen more recent collections start to think about this idea of smoothing things out a bit. That's what Losers Club did, and I think it's one of those things where people actually identify them. People are buying the ones that look like them, that they want to hold for a long time. So yeah, big congrats to that team.
They're doing all right. Yeah. I don't know, the big sales on there, I think people were kind of watching those to see how they go down, but as you said, the rarity has been smoothed out, so the large sales are not far and away above where the floor price was, still sitting at 3 ETH as the largest sale, but definitely seems to be some smoke there. People are enjoying it, so keep an eye out on something like that. Toon is asking, what do we think of Mutant Shiba Club? Project has a lot of followers on Twitter, 200,000. Seems to be some hype about it, but the Discord is private. And I'm having a love-hate relationship with these private Discord links, because you want to get in, you want to have some discovery. But, you know, it's Shiba art. Everything dogs always seem to do well. But, you know, I don't know. It's what do you think of Mutant Shiba Club would be my question, right? I think it feels like it's been done. I'm just getting Bored Ape Kennel Club vibes from these, more in a profile picture rather than a a full dog image, but yeah, 200,000 followers and dropping sometime this month.
The pack is growing.
We were just talking about how mutants have been done too.
Well, at least they're leading with mutants. I think I should have been more specific. Mutants as a V2.
Oh, okay.
More specific.
Well, maybe they can just go the opposite route and have like a cure, right? Like you get, get fixed up.
Could
be interesting. Yeah, we talked about Dour Darcels yesterday, Decoy, a little bit. Did a
they are mooning, my friend.
Are they? I haven't checked back in them. Yeah.
People like the Dour Darcels. I had homies who were like, I don't like the Dour Darcels FOMOing in yesterday at 2 times the floor. They didn't like it, man. So there you go. It's an eye. It sees you.
But yeah, obviously having a bit more of a history of existence than. Sorry,
yeah, the designer behind this has had a lot of deals in the real world, and I think people see the licensing potential here with the Dour Darcels. Plus, they like the community. So I have been seeing a lot of Dour Darcels, a lot of Losers Club, and a lot of Feline Fiends, though I haven't talked much about that. I don't know anything about them. There was interesting spaces yesterday that seemed to be some sort of trait gang war between different traits within the community. I didn't know if it was theater or show. I couldn't tell if they were serious or not. But yeah, these are 3 projects I'm seeing a lot of around town.
Yeah, and shout out to those people that brought this up, as Dour Darcels before even Mint went down. You know, that was a good find and a nice little cook. But you know, with this being a project that's been around, a character that's been around since the early 2010s, I gotta believe that this is going to be a creator that is going to foster this community and is looking to expand his horizons rather than just jump in and take the NFT space for what it is. So I'd be excited about these. I'm not going to buy them, but I'm feeling pretty good about them. They're nice and clean too, right? Like I have seen them in profile pictures. They don't look bad. They have, just a good consistent color scheme, different traits, and that make them stand out from each other, right? I don't feel like I'm just, other than the fact that it's a black egg with an eye, I don't feel like I'm just looking at the same thing too much. I think they did a good job with them. So yeah. Bomber's asking
there's a different color eye. I haven't seen that. Look.
Yeah, there's a spiral one. There's some different colors in there. I actually didn't normally I like to check the highest sales and see what kind of goes down with those too. I haven't done that on this project yet. Let's check that out. That 5 ETH with this kind of skeleton one. That's cool. Ooh. Oh, it is too. Yeah. Got it. This drip one is cool. I like this. Very clean.
You should buy it for drip. That's a
drip
gift.
Dour cult. Darcel cult.
What's the highest sale on Dour Darcels?
5 ETH was 5 ETH went down. So yeah. People spending some money on these things. This is a nice looking one too. Nice little hat there. The gold ones look nice and clean.
That one has ears.
Some of them have ears.
Oh.
Seems to be more of a rare trait. They're up along the highest last sale. Gold with ears.
I see, said the blind man to the deaf dog.
I see, said the blind carpenter as he reached for his hammer and saw.
Nice. I like that one.
Fuck yeah, nailed it. Bomber, updates on Star Wolves. Yeah, I mean they will be coming. The last of the Genesis are out in the wild now, ascended. And you will definitely be seeing some more stuff on there, but you got to watch the Discord for that one, my friend. I'm definitely digging these more rare ones. Honestly, these are pretty cool.
It's amazing how things start to look better at 0.4 or more.
Yeah, you're not wrong, honestly. But the fluffy one there. Escaped that one. So yeah. Oh man, I need some more coffee, man.
What the hell is Faze? Faze Banks?
Oh, Faze is a clan. So Banks is part of the Faze Clan, and Snoop joined Faze too.
What is a clan? What do you mean a clan?
It started off as like a gaming thing, right? Like they were a group that were all Fortnite players, and then they kind of expanded that brand, the Faze Clan, into very big on YouTube. They've made an absolute fucking killing off of that branding. So yeah, Faze Banks is part of the Faze Clan.
So that's why Faze Banks is famous. He played video games.
Yeah, that's how he started. He was a big Fortnite player. My kid used to watch him all the time. There were some other.
I don't think I've ever seen Fortnite like actually played.
Oh God,
I have no clue what people are up.
It's crazy, man. I've played it with my son a bunch of times, and he's good at it, and I am not. But they just like whip around building shit. Like I don't even know how they do stuff so fast. I feel like I'm a boomer getting old because I watch them play, and I'm just like I'm getting motion sickness now.
Does everybody in the clan put Faze in front of their names, like ASAP and the crew from Brooklyn, like ASAP Rocky? Like, is there a Faze Dave and a Faze Michael?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's their thing. That's like their clan tag, right?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Vincent is missing anything. Fortnite is.
Oh, don't say that, Vincent. So many people love this game. There must be something there.
Oh man, I'm just so surprised to see Snoop Dogg join the Faze Clan. It's I don't know what that means or why he would need to, but it's funny.
Faze Snoop or
Faze Snoop
Calvin. Faze Calvin. Faze Cal.
Faze Cal.
Faze Cal. It's got to be one syllable, right? Banks Cal.
Does Kazomo join Faze now too? Is that how that works?
No, it's that this is a 3-syllable first name. It just doesn't work.
Faze Coz.
Yeah. Sia is part of the Cosimo Medici family.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop signed something on CloneX too. Did you happen to see that?
No.
I want to know how
I'm pumped for whatever comes out of Death Row Records the first time around. Now that Snoop owns Death Row.
Yeah, they were talking about having some CloneX characters being signed to Death Row. Actually, that's something I saw pop up. Signing clones live and direct in the studio. Snoop Dogg and Death Row Records.
Signing clones?
Yeah, he signed clones to Death Row Records.
Oh, I thought you meant like an autograph.
Oh no! Like signed them to the record label.
That's nifty. How do you do that?
I don't know who's rapping on behalf of the clones.
I don't know. But yeah, Sia is one of the Medici family. You know who Sia is? Very famous singer. Everyone, and she has been around NFTs for a while. Big fan of NFTs. Yes. So now we understand that everybody in the Cosimo Medici family is a famous person. And the bit here is they're each going to reveal themselves timed to certain PR moments over the next year. And how many of these people were there? Like 6 Cosimos that debuted when he was like, I'm going to introduce my family. Right. So Cosimo.
Everyone thought he was hacked at that time too, right?
Yeah. So Cosimo is Snoop, right? Cosmo is Snoop. And then Sia is whatever the name of that other one was yesterday, and we're going to find out who the next ones are over the rest of the year.
It's all Beanie.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife was more pumped about Sia than she was about your own collection.
Wow.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Oh man, Sia is a walking NFT. I guess so. Let's check the news. Honestly, I think we could probably just start to wrap this up. You know, it feels good. An hour and 10 minutes. Gonna grab some lunch. Start going on with the day. Biden officially signs the crypto order. Adobe taps Polygon to scale NFT functionality in Behance. Cool. All right, free market. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this MFR up?
That is it, my friend.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. I apologize. I'm glad everybody made it here. I forgot to make an announcement, but still, we had most of the usual suspects joining us. Again, I want to thank you all for... fuck, I just said that, man. It's a Wednesday. The show is obviously recorded for anybody that wants to catch back up on it, trying to keep it a little bit tighter and more digestible right now as we, look for some more interesting topics. But yeah, we talked about the macro markets, crypto having a pretty good bounce back, Biden doing the executive order thing. We talked about LimeWire kind of making a comeback, Bored Ape doing some donations to the Ukraine movement going on down there. Talked about, we didn't even talk about the Superordinary Villains, the shit show that was the Superordinary Villains drop. I skipped over that tab. You know what? It should all be concluded by tomorrow, so we'll be able to wrap it up. But that was an interesting story. Don't personally think it's a rug, but they're trying to fix their shit. Happy 88th episode in China. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I guess that would be lucky. Free market. It's gonna be a lucky day for us, my friend. 88.
Luck.
Talked a bit about the gutter cat drop with the gutter juice. Yeah, Tai Lopez and Farouk. Friends with You came up. Loser Club, Dour, Darcels, Cosimo Medici. Good stuff. Guys, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you so much. Free market, do the thing.
Good luck at the tables, D-Gens.